Joseph Parker is a bit taller. Takam is a bit heavier. Joseph is younger. And Takam has a longer reach. They're both coming off wins.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It is scheduled for 12 minute rounds of professional heavyweight boxing. This is the IBF Heavyweight World Title Eliminator. Your IBF supervisor is Ben Keelty. Judges are ringside, Benoit Rossell, Ian Scott, Mike Fitzgerald. When the bell rings, the referee in charge is Wes Melton. And the fight is sponsored by Burger King. Introducing first, fighting out of the right corner. He enters the ring wearing black trunks with silver trim. He weighed in at 109.4 kgs. He hails from Cameroon, now residing in France. He is the former WBF International, WBO African Heavyweight Champion. He is ranked 3rd in the world by the IBF, 4th by the WBO, 5th by the WBC. He has 35 professional fights, with 33 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, with 25 big wins coming by way of KO. Introducing Carlos Takam! And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing black trunks with white trim. He weighed in at 104.6 kgs. He hails from South Auckland, New Zealand, representing the beautiful nation of Samoa. He holds the WBO Oriental, WBA PABA, WBA Oceania, WBC Eurasia Pacific, WBO Pan-African, and OBPF titles collectively. He's ranked the #1 contender in the world by the WBO, 4th by the IBF, 6th by the WBC. He is trained by the world-renowned boxing coach and trainer Kevin Barry. He has 18 professional fights with 18 wins and 16 big wins coming by way of KO. Introducing Lupe Soliai La'auli Ali Malietoa Joseph Parker! Fighters to the center ring, please, for referee Melton's instructions.
All right, so the fighters come to the center of the ring. The 3rd man in the ring is referee Wes Melton. He's from the United States of America and the state of Arizona.
We're going to take that off of him. Okay, fellas. This is for the IBF Heavyweight Eliminator. Went over the rules in the dressing room. We check these trunks. These look good. Check these trunks. These look good. Just have a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Touch them up. Bang at the bell.
10-point must-scoring system. No standing 8 count. No 3 knockdown rule. Fighting cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight. And in case of an accidental foul, we go to the scorecards after 4 rounds. This is an IBF World Title Eliminator in the heavyweight division. We know that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder, the 3 reigning world champions, are all watching in anticipation to see just how good Joseph Parker is against the first world-ranked fighter that he's fought. Here we go. Round 1, scheduled for 12. Auckland, New Zealand. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan, along with Mike Gangove. Our principal's in there, Joe Parker, facing you with the red shoes on, his colors Takam. Joe trying to work from the outside, and this is what he wants to do early, Mike.
Started off early, no touching of gloves. He was straight into work with that very rapid rapier-like jab. Takam trying to get a bead on that, trying to get his rhythm.
There's the left hook as Takam goes with the power and then the overhand right, and that's what he throws. Notice one thing in this fight that he didn't do against Povetkin. He's got the left hand a lot higher. He was hanging it down below, but he's concerned too. He's trained well because he knows about the right-hand power of Joseph Parker.
Takam's tended to be a fighter who is, when he fought taller fighters, he does tend to have that lead hand up until he gets comfortable. And I've noticed early he has connected with that left hook just then, but he's also got a nice counter left hook, so Parker needs to keep that right glove up very tight.
Yes, he does. And the other thing that I just noticed is that Takam falls in when he throws his right hand. He falls in, so he's going to watch for a counter right hand. he better nail him with whatever he has when he throws that right hand. Joe is quick. He was actually clipped pretty good with that right hand.
Well, we've already had the question answered. He can take a decent shot, 8.5 decent left hook. Parker has a very good right uppercut if Takam falls into it when he throws his overhand right.
Carlos facing you. Joe pouring with the left hand. This is where he wants to fight out here. Lets the right hand go. Kind of grazes the nostrils of Carlos. Left hook with no power on it. Takam drops the hand for just a second. Joe has to do, this is what Kevin Barry wants him to do, to concentrate all the time. Don't get dragged into a slugfest with this guy. Box him. With his hand speed, he should be able to outbox Takam. But Takam, he's a very powerful puncher, and he's going to rely on that. But he did a nice job when he boxed Alexander Povetkin the first 10 rounds of the fight until he got stopped.
Well, he was ahead after 4 or 5 rounds in that fight, and Alexander Povetkin was an Olympic gold medalist, so he could certainly box. And he is certainly looking for the left-hand counter shot. And Parker, he is staying upright after he throws, and that's a concern this early in the round.
That is the other thing that you notice right away, is that Takam has considerable power. You can just see it. Joe tries to pull him down, and Wes Melton said, no, none of that. Don't push down on his head.
Well,
Joe loaded up the right hand that time. See, what Joe needs to do is sneak off the other shoulder, try to get that left hand down. It's starting to come down a little bit now. Said he tried to bang the body with it. There's the right hand again, but it falls short on the forearm of Carlos Takam.
Patience, too, from the young man. Looking for that clipping right hand over the top. He's not throwing it straight, he's curling it. Trying to get on the chin or the ear of Takam, who continues to drift to his left into the right hand.
All right, the bell ends a fairly even first round. Maybe I'll lean a little bit more towards Joseph.
Very hard to pick. Takam landed a couple of nice left hooks early. Parker, though, did start to double up on his left hand with both the jabs and the hook. And he finished the round strongly with a couple of, well, glancing right hands. Here we go. We saw a little overhand right there, and there was that shot that landed. Takam's left hook is a solid one. That one on the neck. Parker just a little bit upright. He needs to be defensively responsible throughout this bout.
And you can see that Takam is in great physical conditioning as he stands, as Jermaine works on him. Got the great Salvador Churchy as his manager. This guy knows how to fight, I'll tell you this.
Very calm in the corner, too. That's an experienced veteran's corner.
Joe, for a youngster at 24 years of age, very cool and calm as well. But he knows he's in to get something special here tonight against Takam, his first ranked fighter. So here we go, round number 2. Joseph Parker has his name, as you can see in the front. He's got the black shoes on. And Carlos has the red shoes on. There's the double jab by Joe Parker.
Takam's just taking a half pace back off that first jab and looking to parry the second one. And there you saw it again. He just took a half pace back.
Didn't catch him flush with the left hand, but he got it in there.
He'll be pleased, Takam. He's able to touch Joseph this early in the fight. Just touching means there's an overhand right. Beat the left hook to him. Takam's very wary of that now.
Yeah, there's that left hand down. Joseph catches it with a left hook and a right hand. Takam backs off for one of the first times in the fight. That's loaded up the right hand. Joseph slipped that time on that logo in the center of the ring. And right on top of it was Wes Melton.
Good call from Wes Melton. Parker throwing the right hand, slipping.
Takam is a very, very good fighter. And not a lot of guys in the heavyweight division want to touch him.
He showed the right hand there and used that to set up the left hook. Parker, though, glove up.
This is a fight that Kevin Barry didn't want a couple of years ago and didn't particularly want it now, but it's final exam night tonight for Joe Parker. So far, he's doing all right, although I think Takam has done a little bit more in this round than he did in the first round.
Just needs to tuck a little bit more, Parker. Show a little more angle. Takam's drifting into that right hand. Parker, when he goes to the body like that, he's setting up the overhand right at some point.
Loaded up the right hand. Takam able to gobble it up and come right back with his wild right hand off the hands of Takam. Joe doesn't want to be dragged into this early. He loads up the right hand and straightened out the knees of Takam. He may have hurt him with that. Parker comes in and cracks him with a left hook.
Parker just needs to be patient now. Takam, his eyes are clear. And Takam is firing back, though. He's not going to fold at the first time he's clipped.
No, he's not. Tough, hard guy, very good fighter.
And you will see Parker do that a lot when Takam comes in on the inside. Takam falling short with the right hand, but he did touch him with the left hook.
I was kind of leaning towards Takam, but that solid right hand that Joe hit him with, I thought straightened out the knees a little bit there. On the right hand behind the ear, Takam indicates that didn't bother me too much. That's usually an indication, yeah, it did.
Watch for the uppercut coming from Parker.
And also watch for it, Mike. And go watch it for the uppercut we haven't seen yet from Takam, and he's got one too.
He tends to throw it from the inside, though.
Yeah, he does. He won't throw it from out here, that's for sure, because he'd be totally exposed to a counter right hand from Joseph. Joseph showing the patience. I like that because I thought he hurt him. There's the right hand again, and then he gets back out. Back to the jab goes Joe. Well, you know, I was going to give that round to Takam, but I got to go with Parker because the heavier blow in that round was off the hand of Joe Parker, so I got Joe winning the first two. But close rounds.
Very close rounds. Depends on how the judges see it. I also think Joseph finished both the first and second rounds a little stronger. He is dictating the pace. Another factor is starting to get that right glove up, so that counter left hook from Takam is becoming a little bit predictable, so Joe's adapted, which is a good sign.
By the way, the judges are Ian Scott from Wellington, New Zealand, Benoit Rousseau from Canada, Montreal.
There's that very dangerous left hook that Takam has. He was reaching a little bit on that one. There was the overhand right. Parker just looking to time it just behind the ear. Right hand up, though. And there was a succession of curling overhand rights. I'd like to see Parker just vary that right hand. Sometimes shoot it straight, sometimes curl it.
Back it up, boss. Back it up.
Well, that was a good one. So here we go, round number 3. The rounds are very, very close, slightly in favor of Parker, although I was trying to give that round to Takam the last one. Let's see how round 3 goes. Takam is dangerous right now.
Both boys sweated up there.
Yeah, you noticed that they both had a good workout before they came out, so they were ready to go. They were still working while the national anthems were going on here. So this is round 3. Takam, the dark-complected guy, Joseph Parker, the light complexion, to the left of your screen.
Takam is an Olympian for Cameroon, but he's been one of those fighters who's improved since his amateur career. He's a much better pro than he was an amateur.
And since he was 18-0 like Joseph is now, he's gone up and fought much better class fighters than what Joe's been in with so far. And a little bit of that shows right now because he's cool, calm, and collected at age 36 is Takam.
Parker catching the jab, doubling up on his own. He's trying to use the left hook to get Takam to drift into the right hand.
Joe landed a right hand, but not real heavy. See the left hand starting to come down just a bit from Takam. When I saw him against Povetkin, that left hand was down all the time, but he knows of the power of Joseph. And he's not circling to his right all the time like he did against Povetkin. I'm talking about Takam. He's now going back to his left a little bit, trying to get away from the right hand.
So he tried to shuffle one way and then the other to escape, but Parker read him, caught him on the move, doubling the impact. Now Parker's starting to find range, the double jab. Lead right hand there.
Yeah, the double jab is the uppercut from Joseph on the inside. Takam's back foot fell out from behind him on the wet canvas in this final fight of the evening here.
Takam just seems to be taking this round off, but Parker does need to be careful. He's still a little bit upright after he delivers combinations. And Takam is a competent counter-puncher.
And one thing that Kevin Barry, the trainer of Joseph Parker, said, he has got to concentrate for every 30 seconds of every round and stay concentrated, stay disciplined. Joe hanging that left hand down, trying to invite the right hand now of Takam while he's on the outside so he can counter it.
We've got a minute to go in this, the third round.
Joe goes with a hook to the body and then upstairs, plants the right hand to the left ear. This is the best round so far for Joe Parker. The other ones, I mean, depending on who the judges, it could have gone either way.
Joe's also just got to be cautious with his lead hand. He's shooting it from low. Make sure he's got that shoulder up. Mr. Takam can throw with the right hand. Crisp right hand down the tree.
Yeah, his hands are so fast and it's really beginning to show here in round number 3. This is by far the best boxing round for Joe Parker. But Takam is a one-punch guy, and in this heavyweight division at this level, one punch could change the fight instantaneously.
I like the way Parker slid off the ropes there.
He's got to stay concentrating all the time. Now he's up against the ropes, doesn't want to be there. But Joe Parker won the 3rd round. That's the best round of the fight for Joseph. And most clear round, by the way. This fight, and even though I've given 3 to Parker, it could be closer. Remember, I'm not scoring the fight. I'm just trying to give you an indication of the way I think the judges are scoring. By the way, while I have a chance, I want to thank Duco Vice President of Communications, Craig Stenaway, for all the help this week getting ready, and the whole staff at Duco, Joe Sullivan, Nikki Wall, and Chanel Colcott.
Kevin Parry in the corner of Joe Parker.
Or change the level and bring the right uppercut up. Okay? Very nice. Nice round. Hey, fella. Keep hitting that body, mate. Give me a straight right here, or a jab or a straight right here. Okay?
And the communication in Takam's corner will be in French. Very relaxed, very composed. Look out for the uppercut coming off the combinations of Joseph Parker in this round if he gets the opportunity. He'll probably slap a couple of punches wide to draw the gloves towards the ear, then the uppercut up the middle. Kevin Barry was calling for that.
This is round 4. Parker facing you. Takam with his back. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan with Mike Gango. Glad that you could be with us around the world in this international telecast. This is for the elimination. They get a shot at Anthony Joshua down the line.
Parker just starting to show a few shoulder fakes as well, trying to see if he can get Takam to react.
So far, Takam not going for the feinting at all with the shoulder rolls. Sometimes Joe will just plant his left foot out in front. He wants to load up something big right now, but he's got to keep his patience and keep his concentration. This fight's going well for Joseph right now. Takam looked very, very strong in the first couple of rounds to me. He's in great shape, but he is 36 years of age. But he does have the experience over Joseph Parker.
Well, he's been deep in rounds. He knows how to win fights deep in the fight. Also, he completely changed the tempo when he fought against Perez. There was a left hook, right hand. Left hook set up the right hand down the choose, but Parker took a lot of the sting out of it by stepping backwards.
And there's that speed of Joseph with the left hand. He's got to protect himself. Nice job getting that right hand up. So as he was pulling out, Takam couldn't get him. West Mountain right in there, and he says, hey, don't lean down on his head. Joe blasts the body. Haven't seen any body shots from Takam at this stage. And Joe has used his hard shots.
Those are taken on the gloves, but they're all scoring. Parker just a little bit high when he throws that left hook to the head. Good body shot, though. Parker looking for the uppercut on the inside as Takam walks forward. There's a little bit of tape loose on one of the Takam's gloves, I think.
That was Kevin Barry, the trainer of Joseph Parker from the corner that you saw in the box.
Next punch from Parker will likely be the curling right hand. Just a little upright as he slides around there.
Avoided that big overhand right that Takam can throw. There's a body shot that gets in almost by accident by Takam, but he got into the body of Joe. Hasn't thrown a lot of body shots. Look out for the uppercut when he gets to the inside. He's trying to sneak his way in, but every time Takam comes in, Joe will throw that right hand and back him off a bit. Takam keeps plodding forward. Joe with that pawing jab is no good. He's got to establish that and throw it hard. And then the right hand behind it, and there it is behind it.
What Parker's doing is he's just changing the rhythm, but nice little uppercut there, and Takam, I think, felt that.
Yeah, he did feel it, and Joe caught him pretty good with that. Joe doing a nice job defensively. There's the uppercut again. So Joe has landed 2 decent uppercuts in this round. Hard body shot by Joe. This is another good round at this point for Joe Parker.
Just needs to get himself off the ropes.
Another hard right hand. That was a looping right hand that caught Joe Parker.
Well, we know Joe Parker can take a punch now. He's taken plenty.
Taking a couple of decent shots. He's doing a nice job getting those hands held high. Takam tries to put the pressure on. This isn't where Joe wants to be. There's the strike to Joe Parker. That's, of course, he pushed him down, but that's definitely a Parker round. So 2 close rounds, 1 and 2, and Joe Parker outboxed him in 3 and 4 for sure.
You have to say, too, in that flurry from Carlos Takam right towards the end of the round, Joe Parker's defense in terms of deflecting punches and shoulder rolling was better than we've seen in the past.
Well, it has to be, and Kevin Barry told us that's what they train for, as we listen to Kevin.
Stay off the ropes, and when you do get on the ropes, stay down and move around. Keep walking around them. You listening? Yeah. Walk around them.
Remember, this is just the 4th round of 12. It is a marathon, it's not a sprint. A lot of time yet. There's a rear jab landing for Takam. And that right hand just raised down to the chest. We saw some good handiwork to the body from Parker. That uppercut, we think, hurt Takam. What I did notice, Colonel, though, was Takam, when he's hurt, he bites down on his mouth guard and fires back.
Yeah, and that one caught him in the throat. Big Duco supporters, Barry Gelbert, the Mad Butcher, they're all here. Glenn Moore, Security SEAL, Georgie Calvert, glad that you can be here. Duco likes to say hello to the good supporters. So Peter Leach, of course, is down with the Warriors, but this is round number 5.
A couple of fakes to start up the round from Parker, just seeing if he can get Takam to buy in. Parker's range has been pretty good, particularly when he's out center ring.
There's a right hand that caught him. That
Takam
was a solid right hand that time, Mikey. He really nailed him with that one.
He was waiting for it. He's trying to get the timing off the jab. There's another one.
Joe picking up the pace with the right hand now. That's the 3rd solid right hand he's caught him with. And this is the 5th round. That shows the hand speed and the power to come. Very wide right now with his shots. Joe staying nice in that pocket. The hands high. A little bit of fatigue as I see the jaws opening. Joseph had a 12-week training camp at the Takam trade. That time has been called. Let's see, it looks like that tape on the glove that Wes Melton gets off the glove.
Parker just needs to be cautious of range when he's creeping in. Just doesn't want to get inside the kill zone without paying his bills. Don't allow Takam too close. Takam, too, has a very, very long reach, despite the height advantage.
Nice pace of this heavyweight fight, too. Both guys are sweating profusely.
Exchange of jabs.
I mentioned that Joseph had a 12-week training camp, so much so that they had to back him up a few weeks ago, put him in the pool for 3 or 4 days and give him some boxing off. Big body shot downstairs by Joseph, and Joseph has used the body shot more than what Takam has. Takam almost throws those punches with his thumbs in. Joseph goes with the uppercut back on the ropes. He doesn't particularly want to be here, but he slaps him off that time.
A good check hook to get out of there, but he backed himself up to the ropes again, and he's just a little upright there, looking for the uppercut there.
Yeah,
now Takam, for the first time, throws his uppercut. This is where he's at home. Parker needs to adjust, get himself off those ropes.
He did a nice job, Mike, sliding down the ropes that time, loads up the right hand. This isn't where he wants to be now. Got to get out of there. Grab the guy, walk him back. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
That's game plan, that's repetition. He's done a lot of hard work. Takam, well, I was saying he was reaching, but he landed that overhand right on Parker there.
He's landed a couple of shots here now, as Takam, and he's got a little confidence going right now. Joe with his back up against the ropes. He needs to get out of this. Stay in control now. Know what he's doing.
Another uppercut there from Takam. Pressure is starting to come on, and Parker needs to adjust.
Yeah, Takam putting the pressure on him. And here he is. He leans in with that head, and he slips again. That's no knockdown. He slipped again on that canvas, and that helped Joe Parker get about 10 or 12 seconds to get caught a second win, and now he picks it up. Takam had a nice about 20, 25 seconds in there, but prior to that, I think Joseph won the first 2 minutes of the round.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that one to Takam. I think he had the dominant moments in the round. But the danger signs there was Takam applied the pressure and Parker didn't react. He allowed himself to be backed up to the ropes. And these are the rounds, Colonel, where Takam has taken over in other fights against the like of Perez, against the likes of Thompson.
He hasn't chosen to sit down at all as we watch the replay. So Joseph cracked him solid there.
And you just saw the knees momentarily buckle. But Takam must know now he's in the fight. He knows he can wear this boy down. So Parker has to adapt. Listen to his corner. Takam's, well, going against Takam, he is getting a little bit wild when he's throwing those shots.
All right, we get ready to go to round 6. I'm the Colonel Bob Sherwood, the Mike Gango, Stephen McIver, Monty Beefman, Morel Sindos. We're all here. Sky TV.
Let's see if Parker can take half a step back sometimes and just double the impact as Takam comes in.
Well, again, he's got to stay with that 100% concentration now as he feels the rope to his back. He slides down.
This is round number 6.
Scheduled for 12. And Takam has a bit more confidence in this round now as he comes forward, but he's wild with the left hand. Joe's got to get back to setting up in the center of the ring as this guy comes forward. He's not snapping out the jab right now. See, that's a lazy jab, but he wants to throw the right hand. He sees it there. Maybe he just wants to take the vision away with the left hand. But Takam comes through it. Uppercut. We haven't seen the uppercut on the inside from Takam yet. Joe bangs him behind the head. Speed bags his head with the left hand. Takam hangs on for just a second. This is where Takam can be dangerous, and he finally came with the uppercut, but didn't land it.
See how he's there? He's going to roll around and try and create room, roll around to his right and try and create room with the left hook. It's a trademark Takam move. He does it very well. Parker nicely changing the angle.
Yeah, I like that. Good. This is exactly where he wants to be. Notice the left hand now starting to come down of Carlos. And that opens up what you just saw there, the right hand. Joseph confident now. Left hook, right uppercut, miss.
Now, he knows he's not going to get him out of there with one shot, so he needs to be patient. That's another crisp right hand.
Really cracked him with that right hand. Joe remains patient, though. Left hook, right hand again. These are blows that are going to be accumulation of punches that are going to slow Takam down at some stage here. This is the first uppercut that Takam has landed on the inside. Joe had to hang on just a bit. Takam with his back to you.
He hung on to Takam's left hand as well. That's a nice little left uppercut. And he moves away.
Very good pace for a heavyweight fight. It's a real test for Joseph Parker. He's holding up so far. Doesn't want to get caught in here. This is Takam's territory.
This is the energy-sapping territory. And Takam's looking for that little overhand right when he sneaks around there. Parker's got to be careful coming out of that clinch.
Joe walks away, wants to get set back up. The last couple of rounds have been a little bit lazy with the left hand. He's not holding off. Joe looks a little gassed right now to me.
And pressure constantly from Takam.
Takam is bringing the pressure in this round. Landed another light uppercut. Decent left hand by Takam. Takam is getting a pretty good 6th round going together here.
Parker's had his moments with good combination work, but Takam's pressure is starting to tell. That was a nice right hand. The left hook was taken on the glove.
Takam, I still think, is having a decent round here in round number 6. Joe looks just a little fatigued to me for some reason at this stage. Was the pace of the fight? No, I'm going to give that round to Takam.
Yeah, I'm probably going to edge Takam's way as well. With a couple of close rounds early, this fight could be even. We're halfway through the fight now. Joseph Parker showing some signs of that pressure. Starting to ebb away at his gas tank. Early in the round, he landed some superb combinations, showed his hand speed, and Takam showed that characteristic granite chin. Depends on if the judges remember those early flurries, but Takam certainly finished the round strong.
The legs are too straight. Bench on the side. Bench and knees.
Maybe we went the wrong way in that. But Takam continues to stand, doesn't sit down. Some heavyweights think it takes more energy. Remember George Foreman used to have the high stools that he would half stand and half sit on. We move to the second half of the scheduled 12-round affair. Round 7 from the Vodafone Event Center in South Auckland, New Zealand.
Well, Takam has started asking questions of Joseph Parker, and now we will see about the intestinal fortitude and grit that the young man has, and also the ability to go back to a tactic that works.
Joe hanging the left hand down now, which is something that Takam, I've seen him doing. Joe just not snapping off that left hand. There he goes. That's a little bit better. He's got terrific hand speed, and he's not landing that jab to set up the right hand. He's got to get that left hand over the outstretched left of Takam and drop that right hand. He hasn't landed. I mean, he's caught him a couple of times, but not real flush yet.
Well, he's not doubling up on his jab, and he's allowing Takam to find the rhythm and parry and come back with a counter shot of his own.
Now, there's a double jab. He didn't get a piece of him both times. And decent left hook from Joseph.
That slapping left hook he throws sets up the right hand well. It's been one of his trademark KO moves.
Like to see him moving the other way, though, instead of circling back to his left, going to the right when he throws it. That's all right. I like that. He had that outstretched. You're not supposed to do that and push a guy off, but Joe got his attention, but Takam is not bringing it in this round like he did in the previous 2 rounds.
He's also dropped his shoulder, dropped the lead hand now. I think he must feel he's got a bit of a bead on Joseph Parker, so he feels confident enough to drop the hand. Now Joseph doubles up on the jab.
Joseph looks just a little sluggish to me right now. And maybe he wants to drag this guy into deep water and see if he can finish him off in another round or 2. Joseph reaches downstairs, but Mike, it's clear that you know, he's not doubling with that left jab, but he's trying to set him up with the right hand. There's the double jab and the crisp double jab.
See how he's backing himself to the ropes. When he does that, he doubles up with the jab. I'd just like to see him change angle as he did there, and just not allow himself to be backed up.
Remember, he still doesn't want to be drawn into a brawl with this guy. Now Joseph quick sliding down the ropes. I like that.
He's got to be careful there. He's just drifting to the right with his left hand down.
Takam keeps stalking him, caught him with the right hand that time. Joseph walks away. Takam looking pretty good in this fight right now.
Takam coming on. He's also coming on strong in the latter part of the rounds. Takam, though, he is walking forward. That uppercut is there if Parker throws it. Parker's looking for some gas. That left hook to the body hurt Takam. Kevin Barry's been working on that. Takam just shutting it down with the shoulder.
Takam comes with that uppercut on the inside. This is what I'm talking about, concentration, man. Joseph with a body shot in there. There haven't been a lot of body shots landed. Closing seconds now. This is the 7th round.
Battle of attrition now.
Yeah, and these are close rounds right now. I gave Takam 5 and 6, and that one's almost too close to call.
I'm going to go Parker's way. He started off well. He dominated the first part of the round. Takam didn't come on as he did in the last 2 rounds. Kevin Barry has a lot of work to do as we head into round 8. He's got to work on now the intestinal fortitude, the mental game of Joseph Parker.
Joseph Palm greeted him as he came into the ring, solid. His dad, Dempsey, both here. Brother John. That's Taylor Barry, who works the pads a lot in the training. The big fella behind him. Brian Barry, Christchurch, Kevin's brother. Worked every corner with Joseph.
7 rounds in the bag, some of them very close.
I've got it 68-65. Again, the judges, Bernard Russell from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Mike Fitzgerald from Wisconsin in the USA, and Ian Scott from Wellington, New Zealand. Here we go, round number 8.
These are getting into what we call the championship rounds. This is the deep water, and it was the deep water that I think Carlos Takam wanted to take Parker into. And we will now see whether he can swim.
Well, in the early part of that last round, it was Takam that looked a little sluggish, but it's Takam who keeps coming on here. Joe able to push him off, showing his strength. But he doesn't want to be sitting here on the ropes with this guy. He does the right thing, grabs him, backs him up, walks him back.
Takam punching out of the clinch. The referee, we haven't seen too much of him. Takam digging into the body with the right hand, looking for the uppercut. He does have a sustained body attack.
This is where Joseph Parker needs full concentration because Takam is still dangerous at this time. The right hand is there for him.
He just didn't pull the trigger there. He had head control. Kevin Barry.
Watch that head.
Chin down! Chin down! Hands up!
The gas tank looking empty. Another big uppercut there from Takam.
Tried to throw the uppercut again, and Joseph was able to block that. There's the left and right hand. Starched off the legs of Takam. Here's Joseph coming on. Banging him with shots left and right. Takam had better hang on. Joseph's going to try to take him out right now. Plenty of time. Takam is getting pummeled right now, but he's still strong enough to throw back. This guy's some kind of tough.
Now that tight guard too. Now Parker, is he gassed? He really went for it there. Now Takam will bite down on his mouth guard and come back now.
And then it's a go. Joseph now really kind of let everything go right there, tried to finish the fight right then and there. Here in the 8th round.
Parker's defense now will be called into question. That ripping body shot, it does hurt when he throws it. That one's slightly low. Counter left hook from Takam.
Joe with the left hook, the uppercut again. Of course, anything that Joseph Parker does, the crowd goes bonkers here. in Auckland, New Zealand. This is Joseph's hometown. Takam has been able to gobble up that heavy assault by Joseph Parker. Chance go up for Parker. Parker, as you'd expect, but he's a little bit shot right now.
With gas, Takam just relentlessly coming forward. Big left hook from Parker.
30 seconds to go. His Takam landing shots on Joe now, so Joe has had to take some heavy shots off the hands of Takam. You got a Sapir sixer developing right here.
Well, this is an education. This is a test. Joseph Parker trying to get some oxygen back in those legs, get back on his bike. Big right hand.
He was caught. Legs look a little loose in the knees right now of Joseph, trying to jump up and down. But that's Joseph Parker's round, because for about 20 seconds, he had Carlos Takam in the world of hurt. Now can he recover in between here?
Well, Takam finished the round strong, but Parker landed a couple of definitive blows that had Carlos Takam badly wobbled, but it's a mark of this guy's intestinal fortitude. He is some kind of tough.
Here's the assault, Mike.
Some big shots there landed by Takam, but that was the right hand that wobbled him. And then there was a flurry for 20 to 30 seconds where Joseph Parker went haywire to try and put Takam out. Takam, though, very calm, blocking a lot of shots and looking for the opportunity to counter back. And we saw him land a couple of left hooks out of that. And just towards the end of the round, as we head into round 9, he landed a lovely straight right hand while Parker had his back against the ropes.
This will show you why top heavyweights didn't want to fool around with Takam, nor why Kevin Barry wanted to fool around with this, but this is a mandatory. So here we go, round number 9. Colonel Bob Sheridan with Mike Angove, our principals. Joseph Parker facing you. That's Carlos Takam, trying to see if he can pick up where he left off at the last end of the last round. Joseph let everything go in the middle of that 8th round. Now let's see if he's had enough time to recuperate.
This is round 9. These are what are known as the championship rounds, where a man's mental is severely tested. Left hook, right hand, missed with the right hand.
Final exam night for Joseph Parker as he goes from a prospect to a contender if he can win this fight. Takam not making it easy for him.
This is a storm that is far from over. He has not weathered this storm yet. He must get off the ropes, because Takam going to work body and then upstairs with that uppercut.
Carlos still very dangerous right now.
Needs to put some sting on that jab. Needs to stop Takam from coming forward and get off those ropes.
Joe not pumping that double jab. We talked about it a couple of times after we said it. You know, he's pouring with the jab right now. A couple of minutes to go in this round.
Has to watch for the counter overhand, and I know Takam's setting for it.
Takam waiting now. He was pressuring all the time, so Joseph gets off first that time.
Takam's also very good at knowing when he needs to take a rest in these long rounds. Just showing a few fakes there, Takam.
In all honesty, Takam has showed great conditioning in this fight, because in the couple of rounds that I know that he won, you know, he was going real strong towards the end. Joseph stepped up into the jab that time, and he got that instruction from Larry Holmes. That's what Larry used to do so well.
There's that overhand right that Takam's been trying to time.
Now Joe's hanging the left hand. That's dangerous for the right hand, because Takam can do the same thing, sneak off that left shoulder of Joe, take the vision away with the left hand, and then crack him with the right. That's what I thought I'd see Joe do, and he did it in the last round very successfully with a minute to go here.
Big counter right hand there that caught Joseph Parker coming in. Took it well. Left hook there.
Caught Joe with a decent punch that time. Joe slides down, plants his feet, loads up the right hand again, trying to work to the inside and spin this guy. Comes with the uppercut.
I'd like to see, he went the uppercut well there. I'd like to see him chop with the right hand to the body and then come upstairs.
By the way, you folks that are watching around the world, this is a pretty good heavyweight fight.
This is a cracking heavyweight fight.
Exactly.
Both
30 seconds to go in this round.
Both boys worse for wear. Parker's tired, so's Takam. The tough round to pick, although Takam is coming forward. Parker waiting too long on the ropes.
He gets off. I think Joseph has landed more heavy shots and has landed more in this round than has Takam, but Takam in it all the way.
Takam could be letting Parker steal a round. Parker's actually ridden the right hand pretty well for a lot of the fight.
Well, that's a much closer round. I think Parker probably doled out more punishment than what he took.
Possibly Parker. Takam, though, he was the aggressor. Clean shots landed probably Parker's way. But it depends on what the judges see, because Parker was moving backwards. There's that work from Takam, characteristic work where he goes downstairs, then comes up with the right hand. Nice counter right hand, beat Parker's right hand to the mark. Parker came back late in the round. Big right hands, and he's some kind of tough. There is some granite content in the whiskers of Carlos Takam as we head to the corners.
Keep the double jab going, okay? Don't get in the corner and don't let him walk in, all right? Corner.
Joe not huffing and puffing as much now. I think he might have a second win here as we go. These are the real championship rounds. By the way, that round I slightly edged out and gave it to Joe. That very easily could have gone to Takam as well. So,
okay,
you know, we just want to keep things so that you know exactly what's going on. This fight is decently close. I think I get Parker slightly out in front.
There's enough close rounds for it to go either way. That's a good sledgehammer jab from Parker.
Real pounding jab too, but single jab instead of the double jab that he'd like to throw. He's trying to set up the right hand right now, sucker this guy in to throw the right. There's the double jab from Joseph.
That's nice movement. See the way he just went one way, then drifted to his right. Takam's just stalking.
Nothing fancy about Takam. He sets up right in front of him, gives the target for Joseph. And I think Joseph, as I said, he got a bit of a second wind now. I notice you know, he's not huffing and puffing. His jaw isn't down anymore. I mentioned a couple of times he had that long training camp, and he should be in great physical condition.
Takam, too, I think, slowed down a little himself. These guys have been hitting each other with some big shots, and that can take a toll.
Well, it's very good with a couple of minutes to go here in round number 10. You know, two very well-conditioned fighters. And that's why I say this is a terrific heavyweight fight.
Parker needs to go back to just varying his jab a little bit, because Takam's got on for the rhythm, and Parry come back with either that long left hook or jab of his own.
People are getting itchy here. They want Joseph to pick it up. This big round was 2 rounds ago in the 8th, where he had that 20-second flurry that he really let it all out.
That was a nice up jab from Parker, just a variation on his jab. Came from a different angle, shooting it gunslinger style.
Joseph with a little bit of feint there, trying to get this guy to move his head. Remember, when Takam throws his right hand, he falls in, and it can be dangerous for those heads coming together. Parker unleashes the right hand.
There it was there. Takam through the right hand, just fell a little short. Parker has been rolling it a lot, and maybe double the impact. There's that counter left hook from Takam. Both these boys probably taking a bit of a round off.
And to go in the 10th, the pace has been very fast. It's very hot and very humid inside this arena.
Now this, who will steal the round? Something Muhammad Ali was very good at, finishing with flurries, triple jab by Parker.
Yeah, well, Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, both disciples of the late, great Angelo Dundee as a trainer, he would insist that you win the last 15 seconds of the round to have the crowd going bonkers with 30 seconds to go. Nice uppercut by Parker.
Doubled up on the left hand, started off with the right hand to the body. Now Takam walking forward. We know he wants to bridge the gap. Parker's making it more difficult with that lead hand of his.
Heels it down for Takam now as he plods forward. Coming in, nothing fancy, just comes straight at you, but he comes straight at you all the time. Joseph doubles, but not throwing the sledgehammer jab. Able to fend off that right hand by parrying it away.
Work out of there, work out of there.
Parker very good at pushing around with his lead hand on the head of Takam, which just sets him off balance. That's a Parker round.
That's for sure, that one.
2 rounds to go. IBF heavyweight title eliminator. Carlos Takam in the red corner, Joseph Parker, the hometown boy in the blue.
Keep your hands up. Okay, I like what you did before that, right to the body left hook. Go there again. Okay? Box, box, box. Stay off the rope.
Not the heavy breathing, the body's fatigued, but the lungs look good.
Come on, hey. How we doing, baby boy?
John Hunter of Burger King wanted me to remind everybody that Joe wants to say thanks to all the New Zealanders for his support. The $2 Whopper is back tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 4. Joseph Parker, the man, for John Hunter's Burger King.
I saw Carlos Takam. Sometimes you can't read too much in it, but it looks like a trace of fatigue in his eyes. Parker, he's responsive in the corner. Could be wrong.
Well, you get the age difference. He's 36.
He's also had Parker with his best shots.
He has, and Joseph has been able to gobble him up. Joseph, conversely, especially in that 8th round, had some serious barrage of punches and unable to drop this guy.
That long left hook he throws, almost at jabbing length because of his the length of his reach. Takam still remains dangerous, particularly if he throws that right hand off it, but he's just a little bit off balance. He doesn't throw a big, long right hand. Nice combination for Parker.
Yeah, Joseph trying to pick it up a bit. Those heels are down of Takam right now as he continues to plod forward. Joseph must stay focused. He must stay fully concentrated on what his job is at hand. The stiff jab is back. I see that as Takam plods forward.
And he's using that to get himself off the ropes. When he's off the ropes, he's effective. When he's on the ropes, Takam can trap him in the corners. And that's where he's at his most vulnerable.
Nice stiff jab by Takam that time. Snapped the head of Joseph. Joseph takes a deep breath, hanging his left hand down, trying to get this guy to commit to his right hand so he can counter him.
Takam just looking to set up his left hook there.
Problem is Takam is controlling the distance right now, and that's not what Kevin Barry wants. He wants Parker to control the distance. Nothing between them to this point in this, the 11th round.
I'd like to see Parker just change up a long left hook off that first jab. Nice deflection there from Parker. Rolled the right hand.
Shoulders back and forth. Joseph hasn't turned it up in this round at all.
This is the 11th round of 12.
And remember, well, I've got Joseph out in front. In the early going, there's some really close rounds, and there are a couple of close rounds later.
Takam just slapping with that counter right hand.
Neither fighter has been down. Takam was shaken a little bit in the 8th round, but enough to score a couple of punches of his own and counter-punching Joseph in the middle of a very heavy barrage.
Well, he's certainly been asked a lot of stern questions. He hasn't passed the test yet, Joseph Parker. Big left hook there from Takam.
Followed by the right hand. Takam keeps coming on. Joseph hasn't done much in this round at all. Is the uppercut.
Just wondering if he's taking the round off.
Now, he wouldn't be taking it off, I don't think, Mike. I mean, he's doing the best he can. This is the final exam of Joe. Big right hand by Joseph Parker. Another right hand.
And the sweat was sprayed on us here ringside. Crisp combination from Parker.
One thing I like about Joseph is he is concentrating, not getting suckered into the war. He had that 8th round when he thought he had him, and who wouldn't go for it when he thought he had him like that?
Just 10 seconds to go in the round.
Nice stiff jab that time by Joe.
Counter right hand fell short.
Takam keeps coming forward, and he's made the fight interesting because of the way he comes forward. That time, Joe actually stood and fought right on the ropes with him. There's a solid right hand. He wasn't able to tip Takam. You know, that's another close round, but I got to give it to Parker. That's good boxing round.
I think Parker finished the round strongly. The final minute, he landed several clean shots. Takam had done all that work, tracking him down, putting him against the ropes. But I suspect in a close round, Parker finished it stronger and probably a couple more cleaner shots.
Okay, you're listening to me. Stay on
Now
the outside.
The 12th and final round coming up. Exchange of jabs. Rattled the whiskers of both boys. Beautiful combination. But Carlos Takam, he gobbles up a lot of shots and still manages to get off a shot against Joseph Parker, albeit glancing.
He is some kind of tough, and he's some kind of conditioned fighter. Look at Kevin Barry.
Kevin Barry is geeing up his man. These are the questions we needed answered about Joseph Parker.
Well, so far, I think Joseph has passed his test. There's 3 minutes to go. There's millions of dollars on the line as to what happens in this final round of the fight. This is huge. Let's see if Joseph can turn it up and keep the concentration right till the end.
Well,
or can Takam pull the upset here?
Takam's career is on the line, so he's going to come and leave nothing in the tank. He's already on the inside. 20 seconds down in the 12th.
Joe doing the job, walking him back on his heels. West saying, come on, you're right, though, Mike. I mean, this is all for Takam, too. This might be the last big shot of his career for the $1 million payday.
Nice little uppercut off the left hook from Parker.
Oh,
Good
big left hand. Right hand, right back comes Takam. Takam gets that jab back, and both these guys are in great shape because they've both taken some serious shots. There's that head that I was worried about during the course of this fight when Takam falls in. 12th and final round. I've got Joe Parker slightly out in front in this fight. He's passed his boxing test.
Now he needs to get through the round. Parker, that ripping body shot. It has hurt Takam on a couple of occasions. And they're right above us here ringside. Takam darting away to the body and head.
Joseph must stay focused right now as the timer ticks away into the second minute of this round. Takam is letting it all go right now. Joe stays patient. 3 left hooks. The right hand is there right now. Can he land it? Instead, Takam has him with his back to him. Joe twists around and gets off the ropes, catches him with the right hand. It's Takam that's coming on. Joe cracks him with the right hand.
Oh, there are no questions going to be left after this fight. Both boys, pure heart, pure guts, pure intestinal fortitude.
This is a terrific heavyweight fight. If this was for a world title, they'd be going absolutely nuts. And in terms of Auckland, New Zealand, it might just as well be a heavyweight championship fight. This Takam, he continues to throw punches. A minute to go, and that is a slip.
Good work from the referee on the action. Less than a minute to go. Takam probably winning this round.
But Takam doesn't have the zip in his punches right now. There's the uppercut. Joe trying to crack him with one big right hand. Pulls him off with the heel of his hand. Wes Melton says, no, no, no. Takam keeps coming on. Joe takes one in the back of the head. Cracks him with a left hook. He doesn't want to be here. Nails him with the left hand and the right hand again. Big solid right hand by Joe Parker.
And this is what we want
They're both letting it go with about 22 seconds to go. How about this for a finish? How do you like it? They put their hearts up. They put their hearts on the shield with 13 seconds to go. Inside of 10 seconds out. Parker loads up the right hand. 6, 5, 4 seconds to go. Both of them pretty much spent. There's not much left. Here comes the bell. It's all over.
What a fight. What a fight around the world. The heavyweight division has just reignited with a cracker of a fight. Superb. Carlos Takam asked many questions of the young bull, Joseph Parker, and I think they were answered.
I actually scored the fight 118-111 for Parker, but if I'm a little bit prejudiced, let me take a couple of points away, maybe 3 points away, because there were those close rounds, and I still have Parker out in front in the fight. So we'll see how the judges, Ian Scott, Benoit Russell, and Mike Fitzgerald have scored this fight. I get Parker winning this, and this is huge for Joe Parker. In fact, the judges saw it the same way we did.
I'm similar to you, Colonel. I had Takam with 3 clear rounds, and there are a good couple, 2 or 3 other rounds that could have gone either way.
I want to thank Sky production manager Karen Denka for all her help getting us ready for this fight. And again, big congratulations to Dean Lonergan, David Higgins, the matchmaker Stuart Duncan, Martin Stedden. This was a tremendous prize fight. There's Dempsey, the dad of Joseph Parker, the pride of South Auckland, New Zealand. His uncles, his relatives, his mom, they're all here. That's Salvador Churchill, who I've known for about 35 years in boxing circles. Well, Takam came, he saw, but I don't think he conquered. But he certainly made it a really good fight as far as I'm concerned. Joe Parker passed his world-class test tonight.
Oh, certainly. He was hit clean, he was tired in certain rounds, and when he got asked the question in the trenches, in the dogfight, he fought back against the guy who was an infighter. And Parker's infighting was actually pretty good tonight, and he was fierce, the lion from the Cameroon. Absolutely gripping heavyweight fight.
In terms of Joe taking some hard shots, he took his share. So we know that he can compete in the biggest division in boxing.
Well, we've got to say, Carlos Takam's chin's pretty well regarded as well. He took some big shots from the right hand of Parker.
All right, Dan Hennessy is set. We'll all know it in a second here. Here's Dan Hennessy with the decision.
Fighters to the center ring, please. Fighters to the center ring, please. A round of applause, please, for these two heavyweight warriors. All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of professional heavyweight boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Mike Fitzgerald scores the contest 116-112. Benoit Roussel, 116-112. Ian Scott, 115-113 for your winner by unanimous decision. And now, the mandatory #1 challenger in the IBF heavyweight division, Lupe Soliai La'auli Alimaliatoa Joseph Parker!
Now talking to Joe Parker. Joseph, just as Lieutenant Dan Hennessy announced your name, I noticed that you're holding back a lot of tears, the emotion come flooding to you. Tell me now, and don't hold back, the thought immediately when you realised that you are the IBF mandatory challenger.
What can I say? Firstly, excited, very excited. I'd like to thank God for this victory. We've been training very hard for this fight. We see that Carlos Takam was going to come hard and come strong and come prepared. That's what the 12 weeks we were doing in Vegas paid off for. You know, we trained hard. Me and Kevin put in the work. My team put in the work. All the prayers, all the supporters here tonight. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We did this for myself, my team, and you guys.
Joseph, the world knew coming into this as Carlos Takam was a guy that you don't mess with. Now the world knows that Joseph Parker stood up to that challenge and was victorious.
Hey, what a great fighter Carlos Takam is. Hats off to him. He came prepared. Like we said, this was going to be a hard fight. I had to be 100% focused. I had to have my A game. I'd like to thank my coach for giving me the good instructions in the corner when I was doing, making mistakes. I went back, came back, and refocused and got the job done.
KB, talk to me about those instructions, because through the 6th, 7th round, I thought Joseph was gone. The jaw was dropping, he was looking tired, but he dug deep and came back with an emphatic victory.
Well, we knew this fight that Joe would have to dig deeper than he's ever dug before. And as I've been saying since this fight was first made, Carlos Takam was always going to be a very dangerous opponent. I thought the fight was a very, very close fight. I thought it was a 50-50 coming in, and I thought it was a bit of a 50-50 at the end. I was hoping that the judges would score for Joe's jab, because he displayed a fantastic double jab that won a lot of the later rounds for us.
Joseph, coming into this, there was a question whether your jaw could stand the test, because you haven't been hit. You haven't been hit by multiple punches by guys with that sort of power, and I think you answered that question tonight.
Hey, that was a tough, exciting fight. Like you all saw tonight, I still have a lot to learn. We'll go back, we'll celebrate this victory, and get back to the gym and train. But I'd just like to thank all the sponsors tonight for making this happen. Burger King, $2 Whoppers on me tomorrow. Anyone that wants $2 Whoppers tomorrow at Burger King, go buy me one and I'll see you there. And thank you to everyone again.
KB, they must excite you because he hasn't finished his full apprenticeship yet. This was a tough fight to get in and get amongst it, and he come through with a pass mark by you.
I tell you what, I'm very, very proud of him today. It was great for the New Zealand public and all those in attendance tonight just to see how much of a classy, skillful young man Joseph Parker is. we've still got a long way to go. And Joe's only 24, you know, and we'll keep developing and improving, but I'm so proud of him tonight for digging deep when he really needed to.
The new mandatory IBF heavyweight challenger of the world, Joseph